Whether you're sending a quick text to your agent or looking over a sensitive contract, your digital life is valuable. So in this explainer, we're going to break down some really simple but powerful ways to keep your private conversations private and your internet connection secure. That way, you can focus on what you do best. Look, this isn't just some catchy phrase. It's the absolute truth. Hackers know your name, they know your reach, and they know your data is worth a lot of money. Your messages, your calls, even your browsing history, they're all prime targets for someone looking to leak private info or just cash in. So in this first section, let's pull back the curtain on some of these invisible threats. To build a really strong defense, you first have to understand your opponent's playbook. We're going to look at exactly how your private information can get exposed. Well, the answer isn't always some dramatic scene where they physically steal your phone. Today's hackers are way more subtle. They exploit these tiny weaknesses in the networks we use every day, the apps we trust, and sometimes even our own habits. Let's look at a couple of their go-to moves. Okay, the idea here is really simple, but it's also incredibly dangerous. Picture this. You connect to the public Wi-Fi at an airport or a hotel. A man-in-the-middle attack is basically like a hacker invisibly sitting between your phone and the internet, just listening to everything you send. Your passwords, your messages, it's all out in the open for them to see. Now, this one is especially nasty. A hacker literally calls your phone company, pretends to be you, and convinces them to switch your phone number over to their SIM card. Just like that, they start getting all your calls and texts, including those security codes for two-factor authentication. That extra layer of protection? Well, now they can use those codes to reset your passwords and waltz right into your most secure accounts. All right, now that we know the threats, let's talk about our first line of defense. And it all starts with picking the right tools to make sure that what you say in private actually stays private. So this chart kind of breaks it all down. Think of a standard SMS text message. It's completely unencrypted. It's like sending a postcard. Anyone who handles it can read it. Now, iMessage, that's better. It's encrypted, but, and this is a big but, it's only secure if you're talking to another Apple user. The second you text an Android phone, it's right back to being an open postcard. Then there's WhatsApp. It's encrypted, which is good, but it's owned by Meta, and for some people that raises privacy flags. Which brings us to Signal. So what makes Signal so special is how it handles something called metadata. Think of it like this. Encryption protects the content of your message. That's the sealed letter. But metadata is all the information on the outside of the envelope. Who sent it, who it's for, what time it was sent. Other apps might keep a record of that envelope. Signal, on the other hand, is built to store none of it. It literally doesn't know who you are or who you're talking to, giving you this whole other level of privacy. And here are 2 pro tips you can start using right now. First, in your settings, turn on disappearing messages. This will automatically delete your chats after a set time, leaving 0 digital trail. It's like having a conversation that just vanishes. Second, for really sensitive stuff, use the Verify Safety Numbers feature. It's just a quick check to make 100% sure your messages are going to the right person and that nobody's intercepting them. Okay, so we've locked down our messaging apps, but that's really only half the battle. Now we've got to protect the connection itself, especially when you're traveling. So what exactly is a VPN? Honestly, the best way to think about it is like a secret encrypted tunnel for all your internet traffic. The moment you turn it on, no one on the outside, not even someone on the same public Wi-Fi, can see what you're doing. It's basically an invisibility shield that protects your data from anyone trying to spy on you. So when should you use one? The rule here is super simple. Use a VPN on any network you do not personally control 100%. That means hotels, airports, coffee shops, gyms, even the team bus. If you didn't set up that Wi-Fi network yourself, you have to assume it's not secure, and you need to turn on your VPN. If you're looking for a good place to start, it's really about matching the tool to what you need. For just maximum privacy, you might check out Proton VPN. They have a strict no-logs policy, meaning they don't keep any record of your activity. If you want something popular that's easy to use on your phone, your laptop, and your tablet, NordVPN is a really solid choice. And if speed is your main thing and you want something that's super user-friendly, especially if you're new to this, take a look at ExpressVPN. So besides just using a VPN, here are 4 essential rules for staying safe when you're on the road. First, go into your phone settings and turn off Auto Connect for Wi-Fi. This stops your device from just hopping onto potentially shady networks without you knowing. Second, whenever you can, just use your phone's mobile hotspot. It is almost always going to be more secure. Third, and this is a big one, never ever access stuff like your bank account or contracts on public Wi-Fi. And finally, just always have the mindset that every public network is being watched. And this right here is a classic trap. Hackers will set up a fake Wi-Fi network with a name that looks legit, like free hotel Wi-Fi or airport guest. The second you connect, they capture everything you do. You've got to be skeptical and always double-check the real network name before you connect to anything. All right, we've covered a ton of ground. So for our last section, let's just put it all together into a really simple rapid-fire playbook. These are the most important things you can do starting today. Here it is, your final playbook. Let's make it count. First, for all your private chats, use Signal. No more sensitive info over regular text. Second, for internet, just assume all public Wi-Fi is hostile and use a VPN every single time. Third, protect your phone number by adding a PIN to your mobile account to block those SIM swappers. Fourth, on your devices, turn off Auto Connect for both Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. You decide what you connect to. And finally, your mindset. Don't open strange links and always act like your communications could be intercepted. This is not paranoia, my friends. This is preparation. By taking these steps, you're building a really strong defense around your private life. You've taken back control of your conversations and your connections. And with that solid foundation in place, the next step is to start thinking about how you protect your brand and your public image online.